Let's dive into the fascinating game of Kabaddi, an ancient Indian sport that has become a beloved pastime, not just in India, but across the world. Kabaddi is fast-paced, physical, and strategic, combining elements of tag and wrestling, where two teams compete to score the most points by the end of the game. Here's everything you need to know about how Kabaddi is played, the key rules, scoring methods, and some unique terms and strategies that make the game thrilling to watch. Kabaddi basics and game setup. Kabaddi is played with two teams of 12 players each, with 7 players from each team on the court at any time. The game is played on a rectangular court, typically measuring up to 13 meters by 10 meters. A midline divides the court into 2 halves, each belonging to one team. You'll also notice several important markings on the court: the balk lines, end lines, bonus lines, and the lobby area. Each of these lines serves a purpose in the gameplay, which we'll cover as we go. The objective of Kabaddi is simple: score more points than the opposing team by the end of the game. To do this, teams take turns sending a player, known as a raider, into the opposing half to score points. Points can be earned by tagging defenders, reaching certain lines on the court, or even tackling the raider. The role of the raider and scoring points. Each turn, one team sends a raider to the opposing side. The raider's goal is to tag as many defenders as possible and return to their own side without getting tackled. Here's the twist. The raider must chant the word Kabaddi continuously in one breath throughout the raid, demonstrating that they are not holding their breath. If the raider fails to chant or runs out of breath before reaching back, they're out and earn no points for that raid. The first goal for the raider is to cross the balk line on the opposing team's half. Failing to reach this line means the raider is out and cannot score any points. Once past the balk line, the raider has several ways to score. They can tag defenders with a hand touch, a toe touch, or even a kick. However, they must touch defenders strategically to avoid being captured. If the raider successfully returns to their side of the court after tagging opponents, their team scores 1 point for each defender touched. The defenders who were tagged are then out and must sit out the game until they're revived. If the defenders stop the raider before they reach back to the midline, the raider is out, and the defending team scores 1 point. After each raid, teams alternate turns, and the opposing team must send out their raider within 5 seconds, or they lose a point. Key rules and terms. Kabaddi has specific rules that make it strategic and intense. Here are some key aspects of gameplay. Defenders, or antis. Defenders aim to tackle the raider and prevent them from crossing back over the midline. They can use various holds and tactics, such as ankle holds, back holds, or a front tackle to stop the raider. Lobby. The lobby is the outer area of the court, usually marked in yellow. It only becomes active when a defender has been touched, providing extra space for both raiders and defenders to maneuver. This area can change strategies in real time as defenders decide to retreat or block the raider. Bonus line. The bonus line is another scoring opportunity. If a raider places 1 foot in the bonus area while keeping the other in the air, they score an additional point if they reach back to the midline. However, the bonus line is only active when there are 6 or 7 defenders on the court, making it a calculated risk. Additional scoring opportunities. Kabaddi offers additional ways to earn points, which can make a significant impact on the score. Super tackle. When the defending team has only 3 or fewer players and successfully tackles a raider, it's called a super tackle. The defending team earns 2 points for a super tackle, 1 for the successful tackle and a bonus point for defending with a reduced number of players. Do or die raid. If a team has had 2 unsuccessful raids, i.e. scoring 0 points each time, their third raid becomes a do or die raid. If the raider fails to score in this raid, they're automatically out. This rule keeps the game dynamic and forces players to take risks. Pursuit. Sometimes, if a raider retreats to their own side after a raid, a defender might launch a pursuit. A pursuit is a quick chase by a defender aiming to touch the raider before they get too far back, earning a quick point for the defending team if successful. All out. When a raider tags or eliminates all 7 defenders, the raiding team scores 1 point per player and an additional 2 points, known as an all-out. After an all-out, all players are revived, and the game resumes with each side at full strength. Game structure and strategy. Kabaddi games consist of two 20-minute halves, giving teams a total of 40 minutes to score as many points as possible. The team with the highest score at the end wins. If the game ends in a tie, some tournaments require an extra round to determine the winner. Kabaddi is a highly strategic sport, often compared to a game of cat and mouse. Raiders must balance risk and reward, carefully approaching defenders to tag them while ensuring they can still make it back to the midline safely. Defenders, on the other hand, must stay close enough to tackle the raider, but far enough to avoid being tagged. The game also involves constant player rotation, as raiders and defenders get tagged or tackled. If a player is tagged out, they move to the sitting block until revived. When a team scores, they can revive one or more players, depending on the points earned. This system means the team size is always fluctuating, adding another layer of strategy to how coaches deploy their players and time their raids. Common tactics and techniques. Kabaddi players use a variety of tactics to improve their chances of winning. Raid strategies. Raiders might aim for a toe touch on defenders positioned far from the midline, minimizing their risk of capture. Other raiders rely on hand touches, quick feints, or even kicks to make contact before sprinting back. Defensive tactics. Defenders might use formations to keep the raider away from the midline. For example, a chain formation where two defenders link arms can be effective in trapping a raider. Reading opponents. Good raiders often read defenders' positions to determine when it's safe to advance. Defenders also study raiders' moves to anticipate their next actions. Kabaddi terminology and key rules recap. To get the most out of Kabaddi, here are a few final terms and rules to remember. Bulk line, the line that the raider must cross to ensure a valid raid. Sitting block, where players who are out must wait to be revived. Bonus line, active only when 6 or more defenders are on the court. Crossing it awards the raider an extra point if they return safely. Lobby, the extended play area that becomes active after a defender is tagged. Super tackle, defending team earns 2 points by tackling with 3 or fewer players. Kabaddi's growing popularity. Kabaddi's rise in popularity, particularly in India and across Asia, has led to organized leagues, international championships, and televised matches. The sport's thrilling blend of speed, strength, and strategy makes it highly watchable, and its growth is a testament to its appeal. For fans and new viewers alike, Kabaddi offers endless excitement with rules that are easy to learn and gameplay that keeps you on the edge of your seat. Final thoughts. Kabaddi may seem complex at first, but once you understand the basic rules, it's a dynamic and intense sport to watch. Each raid is a tense showdown between offense and defense, with players showcasing incredible athleticism and agility. So next time you come across a Kabaddi match, whether online or in person, you'll know exactly what's going on and can appreciate the skill and strategy that each team brings to the game. Enjoy Kabaddi, and who knows, you might just get hooked.